The New York Knicks continue to remain patient as they try to find another player to add to this roster. And over the last few weeks, they've been linked to a number of different players as they remain active on the trade market. However, they may not be only looking at the trade market to make an upgrade at this roster. They might be looking at the buyout market as well too. And according to one NBA insider, they have their eyes set on one specific player who is currently playing for the Charlotte Hornets, and he used to be a former All-Star. Gordon Hayward. We're going to break down this report and so much more today. So be sure you're subscribed to the channel and have notifications turned on so you don't miss a second of the new content. And now, let's get started. The Knicks are showing trade interest in Gordon Hayward. The Knicks have been linked to a number of different players over the last few weeks. DeJounte Murray, Clint Capella, Bojan Bogdanovic, Alec Burks, Malcolm Brogdon. The list goes on and on. But now apparently, according to NBA Insider and reporter for the New York Daily News, Christian Winfeld, he reports that the Knicks have shown interest in former All-Star Gordon Hayward. He states the following: Hayward is a popular buyout candidate linked to the Knicks, given head coach Tom Thibodeau has praised Hayward to the media ahead of tip-off in each of the two games against the Charlotte Hornets this season. Winfield notes that Hayward is averaging 14.5 points this season, and he could be an above-average starter or a six-man for the New York Knicks. And the fact that Hayward is a potential buyout candidate is an ideal scenario for the Knicks because likely they wouldn't want to give up so many assets to trade for him. And according to Jake Fisher of Yahoo Sports, he states that Hayward is likely going to get moved before the trade deadline. He's a wing player that is absolutely for the taking, that I think on an expiring contract has more likelihood than ever to get moved. He follows that up by saying, though, that being said, because of the expiring, a lot of teams are looking at Hayward as a buyout possibility. Shout out to NBA insiders Christian Winfield and Jake Fisher for giving us these updates on the New York Knicks and potentially the move that they're trying to make. Now listen, I understand they're still looking to make that move. They're still looking to make that trade. However, Gordon Hayward has been a player that Tom Thibodeau, Leon Rose, and the Knicks have been looking at and trying to target for the last few years. Before he even joined the Charlotte Hornets, there was a lot of rumors that the Knicks were trying to trade for him and get him on the Knicks roster. Thibs loves him, loves his playmaking a lot, and loves the type of player that he is. So there's no question at all. If he's a buyout candidate, if the Hornets actually buy him out because they can't move him to another team because the assets that they're getting back just don't seem to make sense, or maybe nobody's even calling trying to shake that tree, seeing what they could potentially get for a Gordon Hayward. So if that's the case, it might make sense for Hayward and the Hornets to just buy him out and see if Hayward can go to another team or a contender where he can be utilized more and he can have a more prominent impact than what he's doing right now with the Charlotte Hornets. And if you guys don't remember exactly what Tom Thibodeau had to say about Gordon Hayward, let me showcase exactly what he said so you can understand why, if Hayward is bought out, he will absolutely, automatically, in my opinion, be a New York Knick. That's how fast they're going to add him. Take a look at Tom Thibodeau's comments here regarding potentially adding Gordon Hayward in free agency. We looked at all the free agents, and so we'll just leave it at that. But we know how talented he is. We had him rated pretty high on our board. There were a number of top guys who we thought would fit us. It didn't work out this time, and we'll see how it works out in the future. Thibodeau continues here by stating, Gordon Hayward's playmaking ability is really what stood out to me. Thibodeau said this in regards to what he saw when coaching against him. There's a lot of guys who get points, but they're not high assist guys. He's always been a high assist guy. He reminded me of Jimmy Butler in that way, in terms of his decision making and ability to make other people better, and that goes a long way. Ian Bagley of SNY, also an NBA insider, also noted that Tom Thibodeau has long been a fan of the game Hayward plays. As I said at the top of the show, if Hayward is bought out, the number one team and likely the number one coach that's going to be pushing to sign him is going to be the New York Knicks and Tom Thibodeau. As you can clearly see, Thibs loves him, loves his game, thinks of him similar to Jimmy Butler, and he potentially could either come off the bench for the Knicks, he could start at times for the Knicks. He has so many different roles he could play for this Knicks team under Tom Thibodeau. When a coach loves you, reveres you, and loves your game to the extent Tom Thibodeau loves Hayward's game, I think it's the perfect fit for Hayward to come to the Knicks if he's bought out. Now, if you want my opinion on this matter, I don't think Hayward is the answer. If you can get him for cheap, get his value up, and potentially flip him later, I'm okay with that. We need more size and shooting anyways, so I have no problem with that. He is injury prone, but if you're getting him as part of a buyout deal, then it's no issue at all. Because at least at that point in time, you're likely not giving up a lot of assets to sign him, and you're likely signing him to a very low-cost deal. So in my opinion, if you're doing that, I don't mind the addition at all. I wouldn't trade for him if I'm the New York Knicks. I'm not going to do that. But if he's bought out, if I'm the Knicks, I'm going to take a look and see if I can add him because, again, he adds size, he adds scoring, he adds shooting, and if you could get his value up, you could potentially flip him down the road for another player that you really, really want. So I'm okay with the move. However, that cannot be your only move. You have to do something else. You still have Evan Fournier. You still have all of those protected picks. You still need to utilize those to get another player on this roster that can help Jalen Brunson and Julius Randle rest on that bench a little bit longer so that way you don't have to play with the reserves each and every night, playing 40-plus minutes each and every night. The Knicks need to make that move. Hayward is a good move, but he is not the move. The Knicks need to make an absolute another move that's an impactful move that can help the Knicks shore up their bench so that way Brunson, even more than Randle, can take more of a rest, take more of a break. Because Randle is an Iron Man. He's going to play every single game regardless of how many minutes you put him out there for. Now, you don't want to go ahead and stress him out there, but you know he can handle it. Jalen Brunson, even though he can handle it, he's dealing with an injury right now. We don't want him to deal with any nagging injuries going into the playoffs. So in my opinion, if you can get point guard help for Jalen Brunson, either pairing him in the backcourt with somebody else or you get bench help for him. Either way, that's going to help the Knicks, it's going to help Jalen Brunson, and it's going to help this team overall. Leon Rose, you need to make another move. OG was good. I need to see great. Because if you make a great move, you turn this Knicks team into a contender. But what about you guys? What do you think about this situation with the New York Knicks potentially being interested in adding Gordon Hayward to this roster? Let me know in the comments below, guys, because honestly, I would love to hear from you. But that's going to do it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, go ahead and smash that like button, leave a comment below, and of course, guys, please subscribe to the channel. Until next time, Knick fans. Peace.